the Final Four. Gonzaga is now a slam dunk to win it all. I was wrong. You were right. Forget about it.
Steph Curry logo 3 guarantee. Jenny, Jenny, I know you live a little further out, but did you hear that thud last night? Did you hear that thud?
Was that what it was?
That was the Clippers blowing a 16-point lead and boom, crashed back down to earth.
Wait, you mean the Clippers who are without 4 of their top 6 players?
Hold on.
How could you do that? You were so threatened by the Clippers.
Hold on. How many players?
We got to start the show. Stop it. Nobody cares about the Clippers except you because you're scared of them.
You don't care about them?
Do I care? Yeah, they're coming. Just wait until Rondo gets healthy.
A little bit.
He hurt again.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a lot of injuries there. And we will address, of course, the NCAA tournament. Congrats to the Zags. Congrats to UCLA. We will get to all those games, but I've got some drama to break down for you guys, and I want to explain the whole situation here. Yesterday, comedian and regular contributor on this show, Michael Rapaport, posted some screen grabs and a back-and-forth conversation between him and Kevin Durant that began earlier this season. KD took issue with Rapaport being critical of his post-game interview style and DM'd the actor with some extremely harsh language and even physical threats while defending himself. After Rapaport shared the post, Durant apologized, saying, quote, "My bad," on social media. There's a lot here. I was trying to follow this yesterday. Shannon, what is your reaction to all going on here?
Kip, I'm really disappointed in both guys that they both allowed it to escalate to this situation. I'm disappointed in Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant can't get caught up in this situation. I understand Kevin Durant is extremely sensitive. And Skip, a lot of times, things that I say on the show, I'll repost to my feed. And he'll always leave a comment. He'll always respond. But Skip, I'm not going back and forth with Kevin Durant. I got kids damn near old as Kevin Durant. I don't argue with my own kids. I don't debate with my own kids. I'd be damned if I'm going to debate with someone else's. So Kevin Durant doesn't like all the things that I say. When I say things good, he has no problem with that. But my job is just not to heap praise. Skip, you've even said it before. Wow, you're really critical of LeBron in that situation. I'm surprised. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You're right, you're right. But Kevin, you can't let someone's, because they say you're a snake or they said you did this and you shouldn't have done that, react in this manner.
Yep.
You can't do it, KD. Skip, and I know you tell me all the time, Shannon, you know, you got to stop responding. But I cannot in good conscience, Skip, not respond to some of my followers because I asked them to get up every morning at 6:30 and tune into you and I. I asked them to subscribe to my podcast. I asked them to sometimes go possibly buy some of the products that I'm pitching. So I cannot think that I should be above them, that I'm beyond reproach, that they can't ask me a question. Now, I don't always respond, but a lot of times I do respond. But I'm not going to respond the way Kevin Durant responded with all the vitriol and the hatred that he displays towards Michael Rapaport. Mike's a good friend of mine. Now, Skip, Mike and I go back and forth. But Mike and I have that type of relationship where we can go back and forth. I don't know if Mike and KD have that type of relationship that they can go back and forth. And even in a situation like that, the type of relationship that Mike and I have, we can't go back and forth like that. I'm just disappointed in Mike that Mike revealed the DMs because I'm a firm believer, Skip, that things that are said in the DMs should be left there. Skip, a lot of people that I get to come on my podcast, you know how I reach out to them? Through the DM, on Twitter and social media. Rick Ross, Ken Griffey Jr., a lot of the people that I've had on my show, that's how I get in touch with them. I do respond occasionally to some athlete that's currently playing in the DM. I would never reveal what was discussed between me and said individual, no matter how upset they may get at me. KD, you can't do this. I'm not so sure that Adam Silver is not going to step in and intervene and have a conversation and maybe even fine Kevin Durant for some of the things that he said. But Mike, just let it go. You know how he's going to respond to you. Guys, just stop following each other. KD, ask your friends not to send you anything that someone has said negative about you. Because right now, you're not in a place where you can handle criticism, especially negative criticism, that you believe goes beyond your skill set. What you should have done is say, guy, look here, man, hey, you got your opinion. I'm just trying to get healthy so I can get back on the court so I can help my team win a championship. All that other stuff y'all talking has no bearing on how good or how great I might think I am. So I'm not going to get into the fray with you guys going back and forth. This is the way I'm going to handle it. But you don't have to threaten again. Man, that's Michael Rapaport. Come on, he's a comedian. Yeah, Skipper, you know how some comedians, they say things to get you riled up. We've all been to comedy shows. And they pick on the biggest guy. Sometimes they pick on, you ain't gonna do nothing. Come on, KD. And this is the way you respond to a guy? Mike, I'm just disappointed. And like I said, Mike is a contributor to the show. He comes on the show a lot. And he and I, we go back and forth. You know, he's a Knicks fan, the Giants, and I'm a Bron. And so we go back and forth, Skip. But this got out of pocket. KD out of pocket for what he said. That was well beyond what you know, calling you say you can't win and what Mike said. KD was out of pocket for this. Leave the man's wife out of it. Don't mention anything about the man's wife. Kids, KD, you know, money, wife, kids, that's always off limits. Leave that alone. So I'm disappointed with both guys because even though what was said by Kevin Durant was absolutely 1,000% wrong, I still don't believe Michael should have shared that with the public. Address that with KD. Because, Skip, I had a situation this summer that I said something, Jalen Ramsey responded. You know what I did, Skip? I reached out to him in a DM. Let's have a conversation. We had a conversation. We squashed it. Boom. That's how I believe you can, men, Skip, educated, thoughtful, considerate men that has enough respect for one another. I believe that's the way you should handle a situation. This this took a left turn, and it shouldn't have.
Yep. Okay, to your point, I have had many, many, many conversations with athletes and coaches and executives who have had issues with me.
Right.
And I am game to have them come sit here or to talk on the phone or whatever we need to do to smooth it over. But it might not get smooth, but we might have a meeting of the minds, but at least we'll know where each other really stands.
It don't change what you say, but you just want them to know where you're coming from.
Okay. So this is tricky for me because Kevin Durant, as you know, has been my favorite player of this era since he was at the University of Texas. And I have defended him as a basketball player many, many times on this show and the previous show I was on. But much of his behavior on social media, I cannot and will not even remotely defend.
Well, it's indefensible.
It is indefensible. I'm also friends, as you are, with Michael Rapaport. And I must admit, I do like him. And I must admit, in the end, after I heard his side of this last night, I lean slightly toward Michael in this conflict. Maybe I'm less disappointed in Michael than I am in Kevin.
KD.
But I'm with you. When I first saw that Michael had gone public with private messages, it was troubling to me because I wouldn't go there until I heard Michael's side of it. So his side is that he and Kevin became very friendly via social media and went back and forth for a long time. So he thought he had a kind of a funny, ha-ha, friendly relationship with Kevin. Until that fateful moment, it was back around Christmas after the opener of the Golden State Warriors. It was Brooklyn against Golden State.
Right.
And the fateful TV interview that we all remember, Charles Barkley trying to ask Kevin a live on television question. Right. And it wasn't a great question, but obviously Kevin should have just gone along with it and played along and given his cliched answer and gone to the locker room.
Correct.
But he gave a one-word answer because he did not love the question.
Right.
Neither did I.
He gave all one-word answers.
Yeah, it was all. And it was awkward, and he's had his issues with Charles.
Correct.
LeBron has had his issues with Charles. I've had many, many issues with Charles. So I didn't have a lot of sympathy for Charles at that point. But Michael then went public with I guess it was a DM or, Instagram or tweet. But he criticized, just gently criticized Kevin for the one-word answer. And basically said, if you don't want to do the interview, just don't do the interview.
Correct.
Okay. And that started it. And here it went. And according to Michael's side,